have no idea. I just woke up in this field. Now here we are. Okay, come on out.
This doesn't make any sense. How did we get here?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 horror mystery thriller Escape the Field, a film that is co-written and directed by Emerson Moore, and it stars Shane West, Theo Rossi and Jordan Claire Robbins. Now the film focuses on initially a character. We see a camera zooming into her. She is unconscious in like the middle of a cornfield, it would seem. She wakes, there's a gun with one bullet next to her, completely confused as to how she's got there. She meets another character in exactly the same position, has got an item of his own that he doesn't know how he got hold of, and slowly but surely they meet a number of other people in exactly the same position, just woken up in the field, no idea how they got there, and they are all really confused as to what's going on. So they have to figure a way out of this field. However, there is something in this field hunting them at the same time. Right, what are my thoughts on Escape the Field? Well, this film shares a lot of similarities to, what was that film called a couple of years ago? Was it a Netflix film? Was it In the Tall Grass? Or The Tall Grass, something like that. It was, yeah, In the Tall Grass. Similar kind of concept, you know, you go into this cornfield or this field and then there's no way out basically, and there's like a force that is keeping you there. So much of this film is this group of characters initially having zero trust with each other, obviously very confused as to what's going on, very anxious, as you would be, and very distrustful of each other. So there is an element of trying to build relationships, trying to build trust, trying to work together to get out of the situation that they're in. But it seems like every avenue that they turn down, there is something blocking them. And of course, there is this force within the fields that is taking them one at a time. So you've got this mystery going on. Okay, what's going on? Why are they all here? There has to be some connection between them, so on and so forth. What's this thing that's hunting them down in the field, and why have they all got these items? Like, one's got a flask, one's got a compass, one's got a knife, one's got a gun, so on and so forth. And they would seem to be of use other than what they pretend they are for. So you've got a knife, you think it's for protection. You've got a gun, you think it's for protection. You've got a compass, you think it's going to help you lead you out. But they've all got like ulterior motives. They've got a task other than what you think they're for. So they've got to try and figure out what they're all for as well. So I thought this film was very, very similar to that In the Tall Grass in many, many ways. But I've also seen comparisons between this and the TV show Lost. Now, I was a big fan of Lost. I watched them all. However, I do acknowledge that the show was incredibly frustrating to watch because it kept giving you more questions than answers pretty much every single season. And even when they gave the answers at the end, it didn't make much of a sense, really, to be fair. And I understand the comparisons here between Lost and this film as well. There are some similarities going on with Lost. So it's like a cross between In the Tall Grass and Lost in many, many ways. Now, it's got some pretty decent production values going on for it, this film. It looks nice. It's nicely polished. There's some good direction. Good performances by all the actors for the most part, in a sense of they definitely portrayed the fear and confusion that they were all in. I think some of the issues I had with this film were I felt some of the conversations that the characters had with each other felt fake and forced. For example, you know, you've woken up in a field, you don't know these people, you don't trust them to a large degree, but they're all kind of revealing these deep inner, you know, things about each other. You know, there's one revealing stuff about when he was in the armed forces, and there's another one revealing this about, oh, I lost my mum and I lost my dad and I lost this and I lost that. And you're just kind of like, well, why are you telling each other these things? It's not relevant, and to me, it didn't really add to the film. It just felt like dialogue for dialogue's sake, which I think a lot of films fall into the trap of. We need to give these characters something to say. Right, we'll get them to talk about their, you know, deep inner thoughts. I don't know. But to me, it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit because it's not something that a normal person would do in that scenario. You wouldn't start talking like that. Other issues as well. I mean, one of them gets kind of hit with a dart and injected with something, and then he turns into a bit of like a, I don't know, super strength, and he's got red eyes and things like that, and it doesn't seem to freak them out that much, especially when it picks one of them up and almost chokes them to death and lifts them up with one arm. You just kind of be like, okay, well, you go this way, I'm going this way, I don't want you anywhere near me. And they seem quite accepting of it for the most part. And if you're looking for a film that ultimately is full of mystery and like loads of puzzles and, you know, and then you're looking for a satisfying conclusion, some kind of reward by the end of the film, I think you'll be disappointed. I was a little bit disappointed. It was a bit anticlimactic, getting them to jump through all these hoops, and then it doesn't explain itself. Not really. I mean, by the end, you're kind of thinking, okay, I've got an idea what's going on here, but it doesn't really resolve anything or give you what you would consider to be the answers you've been waiting for. So it is a little bit frustrating to watch, but it is an above average film at the same time. Quite watchable. There are some tense moments in the film, keep you on the edge of your seat now and again, and it is probably worth an hour and a half of your time. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. So definitely worth checking out, I think. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.